Welcome back, guys, to another video. So today I'm going to be finishing up in my last video where I was talking about zero night. So this video is going to be about the rest of your week, which is considered zero week. So you're trying to get into a routine. You're going to be waking up at 05:45 every day, sometimes earlier because you have appointments throughout the day. So on our first day, we had learned how to march. We spent the whole day learning like the different positions and how to turn and do different things. It takes a lot of getting used to and a lot of practice. So you'll learn about it and then you'll practice as you go on. And for me, learning the different movements was actually kind of challenging. It took me a while to get to learn how to do things correctly, and you'll just have to practice a lot and you'll be able to do the different basic movements that they're going to teach you. Your MTI is going to bring you all out and show you how to do it step by step, and as long as you're paying attention and practicing, you won't have any problems with that. One of the things that I wasn't looking forward to was getting shots. I'm not really big with like needles and stuff. So it's kind of funny. So on Friday of 0 week, we went to the clinic and we got all our shots. So I had to get 2 shots in one arm and 2 shots in the other. And it actually wasn't that bad. But the shot that everyone is most worried about is the peanut butter shot, which is penicillin, and it goes in your butt cheek. So we didn't get that shot until the next week. So I was kind of worried about how that was going to be, but it ended up not being that bad. But I'll tell you guys about that in my next video, which will be about week 1. But the rest of 0 week is kind of just getting used to things, going with the flow, learning how to do different things. You will get yelled at. It's a part of transitioning you from a civilian to the military. Another thing that you're going to do throughout the week is you're going to have classes and briefings, and it'll all be out of this little guide. This is your BMT SG, so this is like your survival of BMT. Everything you need is in this book. Any time you have, you'll be reading this book. It's pretty thick. There's about 430 pages in this book. So any free time or anything that where you're not doing anything or have instructions, you will be outside in a classroom reading this book. So you'll get to love it, and it's all in preparation for your end of course exam, which is in week 6. So it's basically like your final exam for BMT, and if you don't pass that, then you don't graduate BMT. But other than that, 0 week wasn't really that bad for me personally. I had watched other videos about kind of like how the Air Force basic training is different than other branches. So it kind of helped me in a sense, so I wasn't as nervous. And for the most part, the videos were pretty dead on. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, you'll be fine. Like I said too, you will get yelled at. Don't take what they're saying to heart. They're just saying it so that you'll do better and that you'll correct the mistakes that you made. So take it with a grain of salt and take it and move on and continue to try your best, and you'll be fine. To finish off week 0, we had our first PT day on Saturday, which was a run day. So you'll have PT days every day except for Sunday after you get into week 1. And Saturday of week 0 was our first PT day, and it was a run day, like I said. So it's 26 minutes around the track, and it's self-paced. self-paced. Um, so there's 4 lanes in the track, and you'll for the first week or so you'll be in the inside most lane, which is closest to like the center of the track, and that's where the MTIs will be running. So they'll have you there. You will just run basically for 26 minutes. If you're walking, they will probably say something to you, especially in the beginning. And then once you have your first PT test, you'll get like different colored belts, which I'll go over in my next video because we actually had our first PT test in week 1. So I'll go over that. It was pretty nerve wracking actually for me. I think that was the only thing I was worried about through basic training was the PT test. And I'll kind of go over like my initial scores and then how I improved from week 1 going on. Thursday of week 0, we actually got our uniforms. So this was really kind of a big deal for me. This is like the part that everyone's looking forward to. You're gonna actually wear a uniform. So up until that point, we're wearing civilian clothes. And so actually having the uniform on makes you feel like you're actually joining the military or you're going through it. It makes it that much real. So we marched over to the first issue, and it's this giant building where there are clothes, and they have everything that you need: your boots, your socks, the blousing straps to blouse your pants, your pants, underwear, PT stuff, your sand shirts, which is this kind of shirt, your ABU top, your hat, everything you need is in this building. So we went there, we got all our gear. It's almost like an all-day thing. You try it on, you try on different things, make sure everything fits, and they give you this giant duffel bag. It's a green duffel bag. You throw everything in there, and then you march back to your squadron, and they show you how to set up your wall lockers. So everything has to be marked with a laundry mark, which is just the first letter of your last name and then the last 4 of your social security number. So you have to mark everything specifically in specific spots with that laundry mark. That's what they call it, a laundry mark. So that when you wash it, you know it's yours when they're handing it out and stuff doesn't get lost or stolen. Um, so we had to go through and mark out all of our stuff. We had 4 pairs of pants, 4 ABU tops, like 6 of these Santee shirts, 6 rolls of socks, just a whole bunch of stuff. And then we also spent that day learning how to fold them and set them up correctly in the clothing drawer, because that they will look at as part of an inspection to make sure that you have everything folded correctly, rolled correctly, and placed correctly in the drawer. Same with like your security drawer, which is going to be filled with all of your toiletries and so like your toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, everything has to be set up exactly how they want it. There's a binder that'll be in your wall locker called a BMT DG, which has pictures of how they want everything set up. And our MTI went over each item with us. We would all go surround one person's bed, and he would show us exactly how he wanted it to be in the drawer. So that kind of helped. So you could see it in the book, and then you could also see it firsthand, like set up in an actual drawer or locker. So that really helped us. But other than that, week 0 is basically just kind of getting familiar with the squadron and learning everyone and trying to adapt the best you can. Your sleep is going to suck. You're getting used to the food there. I mean, everything is just, what makes it so bad is that you have everything kind of thrown at you at once and you're just trying to adapt and adjust. But everyone tells you that it doesn't get better, you get better. You also do get better at doing things. You're able to, you know what's going on, you're able to somewhat get into a routine, which kind of helps you to grow and not be so afraid as you were in week 0. You're familiar with your MTIs and you're familiar with everything that's going on, so that's going to help you in making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're not getting in trouble, and you're on top of your game. In my next video, I'm going to talk about week 1 and kind of what to expect for that, and then we'll continue to go on throughout the series on each week on how BMT was. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Thanks.